All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call to order the town board meeting of May 8th with roll call.
Councilman Burke,
Here.
Councilman Jandrowski,
Here.
Councilwoman Pope,
Here.
Supervisor Zadorziak,
Here.
all present with the exception of Councilman Dugan.
Okay, and Doc, can you lead us in the pledge to the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, everybody received the minutes for the regular meeting of April 24th. Any questions or concerns? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So
Do we have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. There are no agenda changes this evening, so we can skip over that. Communications, Jen.
We received a request for a beer and wine permit from Mindy Kogovan for a party at Veterans Park on June 10th. We received a letter of resignation from senior van driver Gerald Zmania effective Friday, May 12th. We received a letter of resignation from cleaner Roxanne Gabby effective Friday, May 5th. We received a letter from ECIDA outlining a revised, updated uniform tax exemption policy and a comprehensive economic development strategy. We received information from the Alzheimer's Association to help raise awareness and money during Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. And we received a letter from New York State Ag and Markets informing the town that the dog shelter passed its inspection held on April 24th.
Thank you. Can we have a motion to receive and file correspondence?
So moved.
Second.
Second, Patty, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. I would also like to acknowledge, since we just heard about Jerry Zemania's resignation and Roxanne's resignation, obviously acknowledge Jerry for his many years of service as senior van driver for the town of Newstead. I believe it's been 15 plus years as senior van driver. And then, of course, Roxanne, she's only been with us for the last several months, but she was a big asset for a cleaner, and we will miss her as well. So we'll do work session recap. At work session last week, we discussed water updates, planning items and pending projects, building needs, grant updates. And we had an executive session last week from 8:30 p.m. to 10:13 p.m. for personnel, contracts, and possible pending litigation. No action was taken at that work session. And then we did go into a brief work session this evening from 7:11 p.m. to 7:28 p.m. on contracts. Agenda item questions. This is the part of the agenda where you can ask questions about items pertaining to this evening's agenda. Hearing no one, we'll move on. We do have some budget transfers. Doc? Well, sorry, budget transfers, thank you. So Colleen sent us a memo for budget transfers. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
There's
Second. Second.
Patty.
Patty, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. All right, sorry, now approval of the bills.
Yeah, approval of bills. General Fund A, $38,471.64. The Highway Fund, $84,693.04. The Drainage, $2,700. The Refuse, $31,275.56. Sewer District 1, $430.09. Sewer District 2, $177.29. Sewer District 3, $235.24. Consolidated Water, $226.50. For a grand total of $158,209.36.
And is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Carried. All right, we'll move on to committee and department head reports. Everybody received the highway report. We had, did you guys didn't get it?
I didn't get one.
No.
Really? Oh, apparently I'm the only one who got the highway report. Or, oh, no, this is building report. Oh, that's right. Mike did not put on a report tonight. So we have no report from highway. Thank you, guys. The assessor's report. We do have one from Tina. Hello, everyone. I am still meeting with individuals for informal hearings. We also have multiple days of grievance hearings scheduled on May 23rd from 4 to 8 p.m., May 27th from 9 to 4:30, and June 3rd from 9 to 4:30, June 6th from 3 to 8, and June 10th from 9 to 4:30. I will be available to hold interviews for the clerk's position after the second week of June. This will give us time to review and schedule interviews and discuss our department's needs. I have no concerns currently. Anybody have any questions about Tina's report? We won't let her, she'll announce it
Got
next
it.
time. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
And then we had here we go, the building permit report. Which is what I was looking at before. So looks like we have a lot of the typical at this time of the year. We have roofs, actually interesting EV charger for a home, barn demolition, above ground and ground pool sheds. So anybody have any questions on the building permit report? No, I can ask him for, although it is spring. Yeah, he usually doesn't do too many of them during
No,
the
can't
spring.
remember the last one.
I'll ask him. Let me jot a note. Okay. Town clerk.
Yes, I will be appointing Lisa Kaminsky as my full-time deputy effective Monday, May 15th.
Perfect. Thank you. Town attorneys. Times two. All right, council persons. John.
Yes. Talked to two local farmers, which we discussed a little bit earlier on the solar farms and the concerns with farmland. Also sat down with our new supervisor and the part of the executive board, Rick Redmond and
Ted Bonanno.
Discuss, and I guess we were kind of updated, and I let Dawn elaborate on this later, but basically open lines of communications a little bit better, and so we're on the same page with things, which I thought went pretty good. Also, I met with Dave Miller on two subjects, again, solar projects coming up with the use of the farmland, prime farmland. And then also, I guess there was a so-called sound check at the back lot. I had a discussion with him on that also.
Joe is not here. Patty?
Nothing at this time.
Yes, I attended the rec committee bi-monthly meeting, and the programs that the rec program had for the winter went well. Quite pleased with that. And also they're planning to offer pickleball in the summer program. That's it.
Okay. The March supervisor's report is on file with the town clerk. So if anybody would like to see that, they are more than welcome. I would like to also take a moment, we missed it last week because we didn't have a meeting. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge Municipal Clerks Week, which actually was last week, May 1st through the 6th. Our towns wouldn't function daily without our clerks, so thank you, Jen. I also attended the Association of Erie County Governments meeting in Amherst. I met with some of the highway personnel and met with John with the Newstead Fire Company reps on the senior center shared services expenses. I got new quotes for septic services for Vets Park for the season. I met with Scott on transition issues, met with the cleaners on transition issues, spoke to several residents on drainage issues and noise issues, addressed a Boy Scout request and a private cemetery information request. And that is it. Buildings. John?
Really nothing to report yet on the library, the denial. I think the only thing we gotta talk about the denial, now the nice weather here, is addressing the columns, which I completely forgot about till now.
Oh, yeah,
You know, it's just a matter of cosmetic there.
yeah, we could do that.
That's it.
Okay, beautiful. Planning, we don't really have too many updates to report on planning. Scott, water sewer?
Yeah, so we did the walkthrough with DJM for water on May 2nd. Did a few punch list items to complete. Hopefully those will be complete in the next week. And we will go to final closeout, final pay applications before the next town board meeting.
Does the Erie County Water have to be at that final meeting present?
No,
Sure.
they've signed off. They've given us their comments. We will have to provide them as-built to prove, to show what was actually constructed. So what we do is we take the drawings and we mark them up to make sure they match exactly what was constructed in the field, because some things change slightly. But that doesn't impact us being able to sign off on it.
And by the end of May, that should be completed, most likely.
Yes.
Good news.
Okay, thank you, Scott. Grants, again, not anything, we don't have any new updates on any of the grants that are outstanding right now. So we will hop into new business. We've got our first resolution, which Patty's going to read for us on OGS authorizations.
I offer the following resolution, whereas recent appointments were made to the offices of town supervisor and town clerk, and the town of Newstead's procurement policy was recently updated to clarify the individuals responsible for purchases made by the town. And whereas the town board of the town of Newstead believes that it is in the best interest of the town of Newstead to apply for the newly appointed purchasing agents for the town of Newstead to become authorized users of OGS centralized contracts in their new roles. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board as follows. Number one, the town board directs the town clerk to file an application for authorization to participate in the New York State Contract Extension Program, a copy of which is attached here too and made a part hereof. Number two, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
And is there a second?
Second.
Go ahead.
There's a second.
All right, and Jen, can you pull the board?
Just
Oh.
a comment, whenever using acronyms, it's frustrating if someone doesn't know what OGS stands for. Usually they identify it and then in parentheses put it, so then later on they can just use the acronym. I'm just wondering if that would be somewhat beneficial to incorporate the terminology that OGS represents. That's all, for someone that's reading this.
Sure, we can do that.
And by the way, OGS stands for,
Office of General Services.
anyone that knows that in the business for sure, but for
Yeah.
those that don't,
We will, Jen can fix it when she finalizes the resolution.
sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Councilman Burke,
Aye.
Councilman Jandrowski,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pope,
Yes.
Supervisor Zadorza,
Yes.
carried.
All right. And our second resolution is for a traffic study request for Cedar and Kearney.
I'd like to propose the following, whereas the town board of the town of Newstead has previously requested that a speed and traffic study be conducted of the area surrounding the intersection of Cedar Street and Kearney Road with the most recent request submitted in 2020. And whereas the town received notice from the New York Department of Transportation dated February 9, 2021, that a 45 mph speed limit would be established for both Kearney Road and Cedar Street between Swift Mills Road and a 0.5 plus or minus miles north of Lewis Road, a copy of which notice is attached here too. And whereas the former town supervisor subsequently sent correspondence to Erie County requesting that the intersection be modified to a four-way stop, and a response was received that an all-way stop was not warranted. And whereas the town board has subsequently received requests from residents for an additional speed and traffic study to be conducted due to ongoing accidents at this intersection. And whereas the town board believes it would be prudent to again seek a speed and traffic study of the area surrounding the intersection of Cedar Street and Kearney Road, as numerous accidents have occurred there over the past few years. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the town board as follows. One, the town board hereby requests that a speed and traffic study be performed of the area surrounding the intersection of Cedar Street and Kearney Road in the town of Newstead based on resident requests. Two, the town board directs the town clerk to file a TE9 request with Erie County Department of Public Works and the New York State Department of Transportation to conduct said speed and traffic study. And three, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
A second?
Did you second, Patty?
Yeah,
It's really hard to hear tonight, I know, right?
I think my computer's like revving up, you know?
All right, we got a second from Patty. All right, Jen, can you pull the board?
Councilman Burt,
Aye.
Councilman Jankowski.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pope,
Yes,
Supervisor Isabella.
Yes.
Carried.
All right. And let's see, next is a motion. Can I get a motion to hire Lisa Kaminsky as deputy town clerk, full-time at $22.38 per hour plus stipends?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Can I get a motion to hire David Farren as a seasonal worker for the highway at $18.25 an hour?
So moved.
second,
Patty, thank you.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. And get a motion to approve the beer wine permit for June 10th at Vets Park for Mindy Kokonen.
So moved.
Second.
Any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. I did that reverse, sorry. All right. Anybody else have any new business? If not, privilege of the floor. If you would like to speak. We snuck up on you there.
That was paying attention.
Name and address, please.
Rocky Campbell Jr., 89 Torrey Hills. I spoke with Dave today. I see he's MIA. He was supposed to meet me here, but
Yeah, I believe it's with the planning board.
Yeah, he's back. You know, we're hoping he comes out.
I can't hear him.
I think it's mutual. That's the problem. She said she can't hear you, and I
oh,
don't
okay.
think you can hear her, but
I know I can hear her.
That's
Good.
okay.
he can hear you. Keep it up. You're doing well.
I don't understand why they had to write 6 days of trying to dial in their music. It went on for 6 days. I find that utterly ridiculous. If they can't do it in 2 hours, they better hire another sound man, because that's all it takes. It doesn't take 6 days and 5 hours a day.
Yeah, my understanding is that wasn't sound checks. My understanding is that was them there working to get ready for the concert.
Okay, they, at 10 o'clock from 10 o'clock. I got
I'm
it
just
from 10,
telling you what
they
I was
weren't
told.
working. I'm sorry.
Just
they
telling you
weren't
what I was
working.
told. But to your point, no reason to have the music that loud, even if you're there just working.
And what I'd like to see too is, they're using that as their own personal playground, which I don't. If they wanna play their music, stay in the city, stay in their backyard in West Seneca. Why do they gotta come out here on Sunday morning? Which they stayed overnight. There's no, I didn't know we had a camp, I didn't know you could camp here. With a fire. You're not supposed to have no open fires until after May 15th. That went on Saturday night. I got up to go to church Sunday morning and lo and behold, there's the two kids.
Okay,
I don't,
I'm not.
and I don't know the legalities of it, and I understand your frustration on it too. But if they own the property, I don't know if that prohibits them from camping or bringing a camper on. You know, I don't know what the definition of camp is. Are they charging other people or are they just bringing them there?
I don't know, but there was three of them.
The other thing
They
is,
don't own the property. They lease it.
well, it's like renting, so if you rent, you know. And the other issue is I don't agree with what they did. But again, I don't know if they were illegal, it'd be no different than another neighbor, as long as they weren't over the sound decibels. Like anybody else would have to follow in the town for, what is it, amplified electric? Is it amplified and electronics sound, basically? So if you had a neighbor right next door to you, within the park even, they could do that as long as they weren't over that 80 decibels at your property line. I don't know what the readings were, I'm not debating. that
They hit
part
it
of
one time for 20 minutes at 83 decibels. And I matched mine against your meter, and my meter's like 1.5 decibels off. So whatever, if I read 80, I have to add 81.5 to it.
Okay.
That's how close my meter is to yours.
Okay.
I mean, it's right here. And also I'd like a telephone number where, I mean, we could call Carl. We had his own phone, I mean, and call him. We have no way of getting a hold of Dave.
Yeah, we have to fix that. He has to be obtainable because Carl does a lot, but he doesn't actually work for the town.
Yeah, I
Where
know.
that's Jay's jurisdiction, basically.
Yeah.
It's his
So,
job to enforce the
Yeah,
codes.
I mean, just let us have a telephone number. I don't do emails. I have a flip phone.
Join the club.
I don't even know how to send it.
I don't have a computer. I don't even have TV.
You don't have a TV?
No, I don't have a TV.
Well,
I look like the Amish.
you look like Amish. No,
I'm not.
no, I know.
I'm half Irish and half Sicilian.
So I can tell you, to me, it's concerning. We've talked about it where this is like putting gas on a fire right now. You know, you're gonna have the concerts. I don't know how many concerts we got coming up. I'm sure you guys know the number. I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
like
I don't know.
12 maybe
I
or
think it
something.
was, I want to say, I think it was 12.
And
So why, I don't understand that part, and I haven't talked to Dave since the initial part of when the complaints came in over that last weekend. I didn't know it was 5 days, did you know that?
It was, yeah,
It was
almost every night
Saturday,
of the week.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They skipped Thursday, and then they did Friday and Sunday morning.
I didn't know it was the extent of that, and I know that David put an email out to the back lot, Northern, is it Jeff?
Tom.
I'm bad with names. And I haven't talked to him since then, so I'm waiting to hear what he found out.
And I think he needs better security.
Dave?
No,
Oh, the
the
big
back
clock.
lot, yeah, he really needs better security.
No, they had a concert last week,
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah.
And how was that?
Like I said, they were right around 68, 70, and then they hit us for about 20 minutes at 83.
You agree? And did they end on time?
No,
No? How far over were they?
5 minutes, but I'm like, 5 minutes, I ain't gonna screw you for 5 minutes, but I did.
But 5 minutes can turn into 10, 15, and
Yeah,
if you
that's-
don't keep up with it, address it.
And we did have one of their guests or whoever went to the concert. So I said they need better security to keep a handle on I had a guy shoot fireworks off in my yard. Yeah. He'll never come back again. He'll never come to another concert. He got hit by a 200-pound freight train. Coming down off the hill. When I tackled him, he didn't think a 71-year-old man could run that fast, so he was wrong.
Well, you're running downhill. Come on.
Huh?
You're running downhill.
I can run 2 miles.
Well,
And it's like, yeah, it's
Go.
like, yeah, I mean, 11:30 at night, this guy's setting off bottle rockets, Roman candles in my yard.
yeah.
They need to, you know, they need security. Hey, you keep your people.
Did you talk to
contained.
Dave about this too?
Yeah,
Okay,
also state troopers have a report,
okay.
because I got his driver's license.
After you tackle me. He gave it to you?
I still got his driver's license. He ain't get it back till he comes to see me.
Okay.
I don't screw around.
When is the next concert?
Other than that, I was just, and I did ask that we do not have and I did ask, and I don't know how it happened or why it happened, not to have concerts 3 weekends in a row. He's got a concert coming up, but it's gonna be 3 Saturdays in a row.
I don't know if we can dictate that part of it.
Right.
Well, it's his business. We can't, listen, I believe in less government. And I don't think we need, I would not be in favor of government telling me how to run my business if I'm compliant. Right? And I think the issue here we have is, from listening over this time period of between when we addressed this last fall, was making sure he's compliant and then also cleaning up our basically codes to where he could enforce it now. That's the way I understand it, so. Like, kind of correct there, Emily and Mike?
I told him next time I come and clean my lawn up too, because of garbage all over my lawn. Pizza boxes, beer cans, beer bottles. I don't drink and I don't eat pizza.
Those are good points, and then we can address them, because I do believe if people's yards are getting littered on, that
Yeah.
he's responsible for cleaning up the mess.
See, my lot goes from the end of Laurel all the way to Havens. That's my lot ends at Havens,
So what's it's 89,
Corey Hills.
Oh.
It's 89 Laurel,
okay, Laurel, okay.
but I'm right at the end, and it's like, and my lot goes right to the road. That's mine.
I would like to get a chance just to drive through there, because I've never really seen the lay of the land there.
And then we got people coming from the concert that are parking in there. And it's like, we've got enough vandalism this year. I mean, we had numerous places broken into. Somebody stole my trailer. And they got away with the tune of $45,000 worth of Harley Davidson motorcycles and parts right out of my yard. I don't want these people in the city out here. They don't want to stay in the city. I'm a country boy, always have been.
So,
All right.
Unfortunately, the city's moving towards us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can go back to when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
Okay,
All right, well, we will take these back to Mr. Miller and we will talk to Mr. Miller. Is there anybody else? I already see somebody standing.
I'm gonna end it there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm Lorraine Barron, I'm at 84 Laurel. I'm like across the street from. Now, I noticed Saturday, it was a lot better, because I like the music. It's
well, that
not-
helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, but they didn't have the bass either. Now, the bass is a big deal, because that, with our manufactured homes, I don't know what it is about it, it vibrates. Honestly, unbelievable. You would have to come and see.
I don't know if listen, I'm not a concert goer, I've never been to a concert in my life. And so I don't know this, but talking, I don't know if they're having the bass. He said last year there was, when I talked to Tom, there was one last year that his son put together, and he said that would not happen again. They had some kind of dance, like,
And
Technic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Computer generated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did it this last week. I have to say, you expect to be home, you expect a place for you to relax. And this goes on for hours, and that bass was unbelievable last year.
Yeah,
My husband passed away in July. You would think you'd have a place that could relax. That's what our homes are for.
yeah,
What, do we have to leave town because they're playing?
I would, but I
You
can't,
would?
I would,
For
I would
3
not.
days in a row, you're gonna pay for our room?
No, I didn't say that. I said if it were me, I would not put up with it. I move.
Oh, well, that's what I was looking to move.
You know, that
yeah.
happens about
I mean,
30%.
but we have to move in order to.
You don't
resolve
have to,
it.
I'm just telling you, I would.
But
It's
Another
zoned
thing
for what
is-
they're doing there, and it
At
could actually be
10 o'clock.
worse.
I called the police, I called whoever. There's no sound ordinance. Now I guess there is. That was last year, when it was so ridiculous. That bass pounded
No, there was a there was an ordinance, but we
over
didn't have a
10
way to
hours.
enforce it.
Yeah, but that bass is ridiculous. So you gotta come and hear it in our house. You can't even go in the back of the house. You can't get away from it. They're telling us to get earplugs. I put it on,
Who's telling you that?
next door, on the Facebook
Oh,
page.
I don't do Facebook.
Yeah, they said,
I'm
well,
like-
it's a business, just get earplugs. Well, no, it doesn't cover up bass. Not that vibration. It even knocked off Sheila's, on the wall. Her picture on the wall vibrated right off the wall. That is ridiculous. They gotta stop.
That
the
was
bass.
this year or last year?
Last year.
Well, let's talk about this year.
But I'll tell you, for 20 minutes, they had the bass going, and I was outside, and it wasn't as bad. So if I walked in the house, it was worse. So I just think, they've gotta keep the bass down. But again, Saturday wasn't as bad as last year at all.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be, and if it is, according to Dave, like conversations with Dave, now he has our codes to back where he can enforce it.
Yeah, but I mean, to drive us out of our homes, you're telling us to move.
And I didn't tell you to move. I
You said you would move.
I would move.
Yeah,
I
you
wouldn't
would.
put up with what you
Yeah,
put up.
well, I'm saying, that's our resolve.
Yeah, I'm telling you what I would do.
No.
Yeah.
That's not right.
No, it's not right.
Why would they stop them in years past and then allow them to come back?
We didn't, he wasn't stopped years back. The original owner went out of business.
Oh, he closed himself down. Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
he was,
Yeah.
told to be-
Yeah, so that's not what happened, and it's it's sitting on the board, it's a tough decision for me, I can't speak for other board members. But I don't wanna paint the town under one code for one guy, and we have to change everything. The job is to put a code in
They
place,
allow boom boxes?
the job is to put a code in place that's enforceable, which we have now. And Dave Miller's here right now, if he wants to elaborate on any of that.
We actually have one of the more comprehensive noise ordinances in Erie County, if
Well,
not
that
the
doesn't
most.
impress me.
I'm just letting you
I'm
know.
just telling you, that vibration from the bass. When in our homes, the way they're built, it carries right in.
I can tell you that I was there, two different occasions on
I
Saturday.
know, Saturday, they were fine.
Should've been there all week.
Okay,
But I mean, I just don't want the next one is gonna be.
Other stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Stop with the house, you know? I said, my husband died
I know.
last year. He
I know he wants to
rushed
say
in his own
something.
home. Wouldn't you? Well, he did.
that part's been there
Hours on end.
45 years, that part's been there.
Anybody
Well, I can
else?
tell- I can
Alvin, did
tell
you want
I
to
did have
talk?
a Conversation
Okay.
with a couple individuals that are here, that I did stop over to speak with the individual there at the property, because, I got the concerns and the complaints about the music that was going on there, so I went over and looked myself,
I know. Yeah,
and,
it was fine.
but I went over to look to see what music was being played throughout the
It
week.
was good.
And, well, and not even just the music type, but if it was the bands that were doing sound checks, or if it was just them playing music because they were working. When I went over there on Friday, they didn't even have the actual sound equipment hooked up. They had a couple of speakers they were playing music through while they were working on location.
Yeah, I mean,
I did have a during that conversation, I had touched, we had come up with a plan of how we're going to move forward to avoid any of these issues again. What that is we had given him the addresses of all the properties within 1 mile radius, with a 1 mile radius of the location. They are to send out a notice to every homeowner to let them know, this is the concert schedule. We are gonna have sound checks on a single day. This is the day when the sound check is gonna take place. Just as a courtesy to let everybody know.
They don't change it. No, he's talking about letting us.
I'm talking, yeah, letting homeowners know.
It's all right, it's gonna go on. It's interesting.
As far as, I'm not,
I'm
are you
saying,
talking about the
we're gonna
concerts,
have
the,
music going on for 12 hours.
That's what I'm saying. It's not just a regular concert for 2 hours. It's 8 to 11 hours straight. That's the whole thing about it.
And sometimes 2 or 3 days in a row.
2 or 3 days in a row for 8 to 11. It's like somebody with the bass in their car pulling up to your window in the side of your house and sitting there for 11 hours and you hear that pounding coming right through their car. That's exactly what it sounds like.
So hold on, time out. You don't mind if I jump in
No,
here?
go ahead.
First of all, we're kind of getting off subject here with Dave. You know, I did ask him to elaborate on what I was talking about. We gave him a little leeway to talk with you. I believe this woman was done speaking, Alvin was gonna speak, and if the other one wants to get your
Okay,
chance.
Alvin, go ahead.
Okay,
Okay, my name is Alvin Dan, I live at 87 Forty Hill Estates, next door to Ralph and across the street from Lorraine. The vibration that she was talking about is because we're on bedrock. When they have the speakers on the platform, the sound goes into the bedrock and travels. And our mobile homes are, most of them anyway, metal. And the vibration shakes the whole house.
are you talking in the past or even the last concert that they just had over the
This
weekend?
last one, there was some vibration, but it wasn't as bad as in the past.
Okay.
But whenever the bass hits 80 decibels, we get vibration. And it doesn't matter, that was one of the reasons that I said it needed to be set a little bit lower than 8. Because that would eliminate the vibration and the problems that we're having. It isn't all just sound. We've got both to deal with. And we have people trying to park in our parking lot, which we can't do anything about. They're not supposed to be there. It's private property. The parking areas are for residents and visitors of residents only. And our manager isn't there half the time to address it.
Yeah, that's something you'd have to take up with him on that.
And if they had security, good security, they would prevent people from parking on the private property.
I don't know if they can do that. Hopefully it would be a deterrent, but I don't think the security can stop you from going, how do they know where they're going to park, right? Where they're going to visit someone, who's going to start deciphering who's going to visit someone in the park and who's going to park in the concert? But once you know, that's where law enforcement would come in. And I think that has to come from your manager probably, I believe, right? I don't
They
think.
won't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
They won't tow.
as far as the concerts, when you approve 12 concerts, and 2 or 3 of them are 3-day concerts, that's a lot more than 12 concerts. Because they'll be running it all day and all
You mean
night.
talk how they play the music?
Yeah. It'll be
There was no
running all
venue
day
then,
and all
right?
night for 3 days.
There was no venue then, they were just playing the music?
They were just playing music over the speaker.
Now, what he was talking about this week, they were playing broadcast music through their speakers, but they had it up too loud. We were trying to watch our TV and hearing it over our TV.
So,
My wife and I have lived there for 16
I'm not an
years, and
expert.
7 years, but the time we've been there, we've had to deal with this nonsense.
so is this equipment that's there for concerts that they're playing speakers to, or is this? I mean, I don't know, speaker.
Yeah,
Yes.
the
Okay.
speakers that they're supposed to be using for the concerts.
Okay.
The music that they were playing
They plug into the concert system, basically, their radio, basically.
The speakers that they were using were not the system speakers.
Oh, they were not.
Okay.
They were not.
If
I
they're
was there,
working
I was
out
there
there-
on Friday. I looked at it myself.
You weren't there
If they're
Saturday,
working
Sunday,
out
Monday,
there,
No,
Tuesday.
the days that they were playing the
And they wanna
music
play
was
music?
separate speakers from their actual system. I was there, I saw their system disconnected, wasn't even hooked up.
If they're playing music, other than for the concerts, when they're working and stuff, they should have headphones and listen to their own music.
Well, you can't do that.
Not force it on everybody in the neighborhood.
So are you saying the same thing if you wanted to play music on your property to your neighbors?
I would never play it loud enough to be a problem for the neighbors.
But there are
Point
other,
is,
I love music. I've been involved in music all my life. I have an album on iTunes right now. All the material I've written. I have nothing against music. The problem I have is that they're disrupting our lives. And nobody seems to want to do anything to stop
who's nobody? Probably
it.
nobody,
Well,
because
you know what I'm
we've been
saying?
working a
We've been
lot on
dealing with
this.
7 years of this. It should have been corrected or never allowed there in the first place.
Now you came to us last year and we took a significant
Yeah.
amount of steps to try and make some efforts to make some changes. Now, they have been given the opportunity to actually follow those changes, and admittedly so by all of you, it was significantly different than what it had been in the past.
Yes, but
Right.
it still
Okay.
isn't the way it should be. And
I-
hopefully.
I don't think
if
it
you're
will ever
talking
be.
with them, You can get the rest of it straightened out.
And that's something that, as we spoke about on the phone today,
As I spoke to you on the phone,
Yep.
I suggested suspending the speakers, putting a little dome in the front of the stage.
Mhm.
So that you can channel the sound to their people. You don't have to have it as loud. Set your sound level with the bass and the drums one time. Make sure it's under 80 decibels, mark it. And don't ever put it above that. You won't run into these problems.
and that's precisely what we are doing.
And
Yes.
if you suspend the speakers, you'll eliminate a lot of the vibration.
I believe we've given them, going through this, Alvin, I believe we've given them enough rope to hang themselves if they want now. We have
Absolutely.
the
I'm gonna
capability,
sit down.
okay. We have the capability where Dave can go in there and start enforcing things if they don't comply. So they got enough rope to hang themselves. This is the first one. The first one, to Dave's point, was there was a time where it was over the 80, but for the majority of the time it was below that mark. The other part, the separate part to me is playing the music. Like I said, that's like putting gas on a fire. I don't know. That's not good business. You're trying to run a business, and I'm not gonna tell him how to run his business, but that's not good business when you know it's an issue already with concerts. And you come into our work session and tell us you're gonna make it better, and then I gotta hear this. So I'm not happy about that, but I'm gonna give Dave a chance to do his job.
The other thing that I was gonna mention is just that we don't have a phone number where we can reach Dave. And if any number that we call, we get an answering machine. That doesn't allow him to respond immediately to take readings based on the complaint. Carl was always able to do that. We were able to call him, he'd come right over, take the readings, and that was fine. He doesn't have that same situation, and now he's telling me, I'll give you an email address. I don't even know how to send a notice to him on email. I know how to receive an email and open it and delete it or move it to a folder, but I don't know how to write note to him.
Well, we can look into alternatives. I don't wanna blow Dave's phone up, but if we have, in my opinion, if we have to get a separate phone just for this situation where he gets one complaint, unless Dave's got a better answer.
I was talking with Mr. Campbell about this after I spoke to you, Mr. Dan. And I think that if we can contact our phone provider, our phone service provider, and maybe if we can get it on, I don't know what the capabilities are, but maybe forward any phone calls during the weekends or specific weekends from my office number to my cell phone.
We can do that.
So I think maybe that might be the solution to that problem.
And you'll always have your cell phone with you.
Always,
to answer.
always, because I'm a fire marshal also, so I always got, I gotta have my phone on at all times in order to respond. All the time.
And that sounds like an option that'll work.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming out and sharing the concerns and the progresses that we made. And we will go into this next concert and hopefully things get better.
I think you can understand our frustration after 7 years, so.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't be so bad, but this was a rock quarry. What town's built on a rock quarry?
And the mobile home park is a senior citizen park, and it's advertised as being a peaceful environment.
But you're right next to the commercial zone.
Yeah.
which is-
But it was never a problem until they started doing the concerts.
Yeah. I mean, you could get a factory in there where they're pounding, and being on Bedrock, we have it with other factories. I don't wanna mention their names right now, but you'd hear thumping all night long, especially if you're in the Bedrock.
I mean, this isn't the
And then
first.
here you're talking 12 day, well, if they're gonna play during the week, in reality, you're talking 12 days out of 365 days.
But you're also talking 200 senior citizens.
I get that, but my point is that I'm trying to say it could be worse, even though you don't see that right now.
But it's staying all day. You know, it's not 2-hour concert.
Yeah.
It's
No,
an all day.
I get it.
I mean, there used to be a place here, it was called Hard Rock Quarry.
There's across the street,
Well,
or
that's
this way
it.
across the street,
That
yeah.
was Hard Rock Quarry.
Yeah.
How fast did they shut him down?
I don't know if he ever got shut down. That's,
Oh,
you're
yeah, he
talking
did.
back in the,
After the two
was it
drownings.
like the
they-
70s or 80s?
Yeah, after the two drownings, they shut him down. The two people drowned.
Sounds like you might have been there a couple times.
Yes, I was.
All right, very good. Anything else? I would like to take a moment of silence for Bob Teet. Bob has served the town in several capacities over the years, and he died this past weekend. So I would like to just take a moment of silence before we adjourn. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second,
Thank you, Patty.
I
And
gotta go take some Benadryl.
thank you.
Some of us have to go to work a little bit.